record in here so that we have that. I
know
am
you'll come
clicking
back,
the
right?
encoder on the stream so that we have that. And you are good. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's because I'm a moron and I forgot to turn the mics on. Now
I'm
you're good
not
to
a
go.
moron. You're a brilliant man.
Hi, Stace.
Hi, Chels.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. It's like poetry speak.
You're not talking. Are you doing the lyrics to that Hathaway song?
What is love?
I can't stand you.
Whoa. No more.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh, oh.
Quick, Dave, play the song before we get sued.
Whoa, oh no. Can't take her anywhere.
Why? You're so fabulous. Yeah, I'm single, ready to mingle. Yeah, I'm single. These are reasons why I'm single.
Stacey.
Chelsea.
How you doing, honey?
You know, I'm okay, baby. How are you? She promised me the moon and the stars. I see the stars.
Hey, I'm not in the closet.
She's not trapped in the closet. I'm saying it. I'm not singing it.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, my friend Crystal is already all over the comments on your live post.
Should I be nervous?
No, she is just happy that the two of you are live and on the air. She apparently loves you too.
Oh, we
love you.
Thanks for spending your Sunday evening with us.
Right. What a great way to cap off the Lord's Day.
So listen, this show is normally about Stacey and I's dating life. And today we decided we were going to do something a little different because dating is hard right now. It's harder than normal.
Okay.
So we came up with 7 or 8 questions. And we actually asked because we are literally like the last single ones in our friends. And all of our friends and our family's kids are getting to that age where they're like like mini geniuses that don't even realize the things they say are so smart. So we had a bunch of our friends ask their kids, their friends. Oh God. I mean, you can be your kid's friend, but like be their parent too.
How do friends and kids work? I don't know, but I love all of my friends.
I know. I'm definitely my niece's friend.
Oh my goodness, my nephew, he was going through a phase and he'd go, Auntie, you're my best friend. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're my best friend.
So I always ask my niece, I'll be like, guess what? And she'll go, you love me so much. Like she just knows I'm going to say it. So I started being like, guess what? And she goes, I go, chicken butt. So now she's not sure what I'm going to say. So I'll be like, guess what? She's like, is it going to be chicken butt? Or is it going to be that she loves me so much?
Like in all relationships, you just, don't get too comfortable. Like keep it fun. Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it exciting.
Because I can't do it, Stace. Do you want to? Did you share the thing to our thing?
I am working on that right now.
Thanks, friend.
We're talking code. Y'all don't know what thing we're talking about. We got multiple things, multiple ovens, not ovens.
We're not in closets anymore.
Well, I guess we're not cool anymore. I tried. I failed you, America. It's fine. We're starting over. That's Chelsea. I'm Stacey.
Hey, that's right. I just made it sound like I was shocked you knew our names. That's, but I mean, this is
we're getting old. It's hard sometimes. Well, that's my favorite greeting card. It's my favorite greeting card, but it's like, we'll be best friends till we're old and gray and senile. Then we'll be new friends all over again.
Aww, that's cute.
I'm happy you're not mad. You're like, oh.
No, it's cute. I mean, my family, I'm very fortunate. Unless there's some, like, all of my grandparents have been very, like, they know who they are up until pretty much the day before they die. So, morbid. Except for my great-grandma. She was a hoot, though.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
I
the
remember
kind-
you telling me that. I was like, oh, wow, this is a lot, but it's real life.
She's my great grandma's the person who, when on Sundays when the big newspaper came in, the Detroit News came in, she would go through the obituaries, circle all of the recently widowed men, and then put on her best wigs and go to the funerals to check out the guys.
I want to be bad, but I'm not. Like, you gotta
Listen.
get them how you get it. I keep saying, when I haven't been to Costco at all, Costco, I miss you, during lockdown, during this pandemic, but when we'd go for work, we'd go first thing in the morning, and there would be a bus from like a senior citizen, like nursing home, and it would drop off all of these people. And I'm just like, if I'm ever old and single, I'm like, Costco is where I'm getting my man. I'm gonna get a man, I'm gonna get a sheet cake, and I'm going to get a lot of butter because they just have everything in bulk and it's fantastic. And who doesn't like more butter?
I mean, I love butter, so I'm not complaining.
Oh, wow. Why just have pancakes when you can have buttermilk pancakes? Are you with me, America?
So we have, I believe, 17 kids that we got answers from.
Like, we personally don't have children, but we have 17 children that answered these questions for us.
Can you imagine if this podcast were that, like, between us we had 17 children?
Who knows? Like, that could happen in our future, Chelsea.
Reasons why I'm single, because we have 17 kids. That's
exactly. Because there's nothing left of my uterus.
Right? But there's different fathers, so that way it's going to be easier to pay for college. It's a whole system I have. It's great.
Don't say that one loud enough for your mom to hear. She'll probably be sad.
She already knows. She's downstairs. Listen, the woman said she wanted grandkids. Mother's Day is coming up. You're welcome.
You're welcome. You didn't say how.
Right?
Okay, so I'm gonna fly through the questions real quick, and then we'll break them down each way.
Do we need to take care of business at all, or no?
I don't think so, because I feel like everybody gave us their kid's first name. We're not gonna go like, here's little Becky. She lives at 4275. You know.
Right. First of all,
come get her. You know.
First of all, I'm gonna look up those numbers later and see what pops up, or just play the lotto. I'm not gonna do either. I'm gonna be honest. I don't gamble and I don't stalk. But before we have some fun with these good old kids, we're gonna give a shout out to someone. We want to give a shout out to the Coming Soon It's Nice to Hear You podcast. It is a new matchmaking dating podcast experience for all of those who had fun with Netflix, including myself. Thanks to my dear friend Chelsea, who watched Love is Blind. It's kind of based off of that same type of premise. So what is it exactly? It's a matchmaking podcast about human connection based on the power of voice. The concept is in the vein of Love is Blind meets Hinge with a dose of social psychology. The twist? A twist. Isn't my hair like killing it today? Interactions are solely based on voice. Participating singles will be able to listen to each other's profiles, and once matched will engage in direct audio memo exchanges with whom they believe are compatible. After a month, audio content from collected profiles and exchanges will be produced into a podcast that surface big themes like modern romance, psychology, and communication. Participants will remain anonymous. It's time we've stopped looking at each other and started listening to one another. So, if you're single, how can we participate? I mean,
hello. It's like Ariel, but opposite.
So
the coolest part about this, Stace, is the fact that you don't have multiple voice memos. You get one voice memo a day. So it's really, you get to really like make an impact with the discussion you're choosing to have with this potential partner. It's really cool.
So if you are between the ages of 25 and 45, and especially if you are a single man, but they're looking for everyone, but especially men.
We need those men.
Yes, I love a good man. You can apply today at itsnicetohearyou.com/apply. So giving a mix of existing applicants, only seeking hetero participants right now, but more inclusivity is to come in future seasons.
I'm so excited about this. We were talking about this on our show about how if there was a Love is Blind in Detroit, if we would do it, and I would totally do it. So I'm super interested in this. It's very cool. There's a whole questionnaire you're going to fill out when you go to the website. High recommend. We're really excited about this.
Totes excited.
You're so smart, Steve. Thanks for reminding me.
Thanks for giving me the moon and the stars, baby.
There is actually a moon up there. Hang on, let me see if I can twist this.
Is there really? Oh, babe, that's still one of my like favorite rooms like that I've ever.
There's a moon and then like a little thing swinging on stars. Yeah.
Dreams?
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so today's all about love and all about how kids are perceptive, way more perceptive than we realize.
Okay.
What's the youngest kid you have out of your group over there?
3.
Okay, so I think that's the youngest kid we have is 3, and I believe the oldest one we have is 11. So,
wow.
We got a really good range of kids. The questions are, what is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
What?
Go ahead. I just said, baby, don't hurt me.
Oh, how do I? Sorry, that's a good joke, and I ran right over it. I'm sorry.
There was an audio delay.
There is.
Kidding.
How old do you think you'll be when you fall in love? What do you think it feels like to be in love? How do you ask somebody out on a date? What do you do on a date? How do you get someone to fall in love with you? How old do you think you'll be when you get married? I know for a fact that one of these got asked me when I was little, and I said 19 for when I was getting married. So lies. I also remember my parents got married when they were 26, and I thought that was so old until I turned 27. And then I had like kind of a panic attack. Like people have a panic attack at 25 a lot, and I was like, chill. And then 27 hit, and I realized my parents had already been married, and I was like, oh no.
Dude, I had mine at 24, because when I turned 24, I was like, my brother got married when he was this age. I'm like, I am nowhere near that. And I bought, gosh, is that when? It was 23 or 24 that I bought Penelope, my Jeep, for those of you that are new listeners. And so the first thing, so I got it my birthday weekend, and my uncle and I shared the same birthday. So my cousin, like, we packed up her kids and nieces and nephews, and we hit the road. So my second day of owning Penelope, I had 5 children in the Jeep, and I'm 24 and I'm driving. I'm just like, and my cousin was just like, you gonna be all right? She's like, you look like you're going through something right now. I'm like, I just got a scary glimpse into the future. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this at all. Like, I was freaked out. Like, ages ranging from a year old to preteen. That was the range. Lies through high school, like teenage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. I was like, I'm not ready for this. No.
I can't do this.
Right. 10 years later, I'm like, I've lived life.
That's fine. So that was how old do you think you'll be? And then how do you pick who you should marry? And then what do you think they'll look like? So let's start with how old do you think you'll be when you fall in love? Because I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Let's see. This one, I feel like I have run the gambit on. Everybody kind of had a different age. I've got Mateo, who is 6, said like 13. He's gonna fall.
Alex, who's 5, said maybe 50.
Lucy, who's 5, said 60, I think. 65, I think.
Jacob, who's 3, said 4.
Lily Bell, who's 5, said 32.
Tyler, who's 10, said 20.
Let's see. We printed this out. That's why we're looking down, guys. Maya, who's 6, said 20.
Bryson, who's 7, said like 31.
Alex, who's 5, said 6. He's got plans.
Maddie, who's 5, said probably about 32, maybe 32, probably 32.
Let's see. Ian, who's 5, said 5.
Everett, who's 4, said 22.
Max, who's 10, said he's going to be 15. I feel like that's like the reasonable one, right?
Maybe. Miles, who is 8, said 19.
Amelia, who is 11, said 11 with a blushing face. So, like, I think Amelia is already in love.
Ooh, girl, get ready, mama. And then Madeline, who's 3, said 10.
Sawyer, whose age, he was very specific. He's 6 3/4. He had a little bit more of an extensive answer. He said, I'll be 6 3/4. Her name is Macy. I already gave her an engagement ring. I got it from the dentist.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Great.
The last one that I have is Amelia, who's 5. She said 20. Duh.
Well, I have a couple does too. I love that kids think that it's just so simple. Like, obviously.
Obvi.
Oh, if you're watching, by the way, and you happen to have the ability to, we'll post the questions after, and we would love to hear what your kids answer on these questions. And you'll get a kick out of it. It's so fun.
It's a hoot.
What question you want to do next, Stace?
Should we go with I don't know. What do you do on a date?
Okay. Let's see. Alex, who's 5, said go on adventures.
Ooh, I also have an Alex who is 5 and said, have fun playing basketball, go out and ride a bike.
I like it. Maya, who's 6, said eat brunch. Yes, brunch.
That's my girl for real. Yeah.
We love a brunch date.
Love a brunch date. I'm telling you, if you haven't done it already, brunch date when life is back in order. Jacob, who's 3, said you go to the park with a girl. Okay.
Look at him knowing life.
I love it.
Amelia, who's 11, is a very practical. I think she's a little mature for 11, honestly, but I love it. Also, I think she's already in love because she's just like spend time with each other.
Oh, now
yeah, she knows what's up.
So my dude Tyler, that's 10. I like a man that gets straight to the point. He says, "Talk, eat."
I love it. Ian, who is 5, he said, "Play toys."
Bryson, who's 7, said, "You eat."
Max, who's 10, said, "Talk about what the girl wants to talk about."
God, listen.
Max. Perceptive.
So Amelia, who's 5, who must have been through this before, said, "Work."
Lily Bell, who's my niece, love her. She's 5, and she said, "I would go to church and then eat."
Oh, she knows me. Maddie, who's 5, says, "I don't understand what you mean."
Lucy, who's 5, said, "We'll eat and say very special things, and you dance." I think that's it.
Oh.
Brooklyn, who's 7, who I think I accidentally skipped on the how old do you think she'll fall in love? She was 21. What do you do on a date? She said, "Go out, get flowers, get cake, have a wedding."
Yes. So what I'm learning is that I'm a child. Everett, who's 4, said, "We make friends and have fun." My dude.
Love it. Mateo, who's 6, said, "Eat and hug."
Oh. Now, Miles.
I lost you, Stace.
Who's 8. Oh, I lost myself. I was just all messed up in my emotions. Miles, who's 8, said, eat food, party it up.
Party it up! Oh, that's great. And then Sawyer, who is 6 3/4 and already in love he's engaged. He said, order food and a Coke, put a bunch of flowers on the table, and discussing what our babies' names will be, 2 twin boys. Also, I showed up to ask him these questions, and he sat down and he goes, so is this an interview? So he's just a fun dude.
I love it. So finally, I have Madeline, who's 3, and she's keeping it traditional. She said, go to the pool at my grandma's house.
Yes! You know what? I think I know who that is, and her grandma has a really good pool.
We're all coming over. There's going to be chaperones.
We're just going to show up for dates.
Specifically, her grandmother will be the chaperone.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know about you. How do you even get them on a date? I love the questions for how you ask out someone. How do you ask someone on a date?
Yes.
Now, most of mine are pretty polite. Like Lily Bell, who's 5, said, may I please have a date with you?
Ooh. Alex, who's 5, said he's not sure.
Mateo, who's 6, said, give them a cat. I've given you this cat. Now we are dating.
I mean, it might work. Like,
with the right girl, right? Or the right person.
Just say, well, wait, now he knows that she's crazy. She just takes in cats from anywhere. Jacob, who's 3, says, you sing to them. Got her.
That's real cute. Oh my God. Like a flash mob, but one person. Oh, I die.
So someone singing.
I went dancing too. No.
God.
Nobody asked me to prom. These like elaborate promposals. I feel like I severely missed out on that.
No, I can't stand it. Like, first of all, promposals, and then not gonna lie, when I'm having a down day lately, I've been watching like a proposal like handle on Instagram, and I just watch all these different proposals. I'm like, first of all, what are you gonna do for your wedding? Because this looks expensive already. Like, I don't know if you know how budgeting works. And also, I get mad when there's a ton of people. Okay, it's fine if there's a ton of people. Like, I don't care how I get proposed to, just as long as it happens. Doesn't matter. But on the ones where there's a ton of people and everyone and their mom is like recording it on their phone, but when they get in the shot, it pisses me off. You just see a bunch of people just, oh, girl, what you gonna say? I'm like, sit down. It's not your moment. No one likes you for that reason. You're only there because they wanted your daughter there and nobody likes you. I get so mad.
I love it.
Mad.
Lucy, who's 5, said, you say, will you marry me? She's right there. I love it.
It is a date. You're like setting a date. So Tyler, who's 10, said, ask the girl, do you want to go out on a date?
Yeah, I feel like I got all those. Ian, who's 5, said, please, can I have it?
Have what? The date, please.
Please.
Bryson, who's 7, said, if you like them and they like you, you tell them.
Oh, that's Bryson. That's really good.
I need these children to teach some adults some pointers because
right. Max, who's 10, he said, hey, I really like you. Would you like to go out sometime for like dinner or something?
See, oh, I love it. Amelia, who's 5, said, I don't know. That's right. You let them come to you, girlfriend. Yes.
Amelia, who's 11, said, I just ask if they want to.
Maddie, who's 5, said, I don't know what you mean, mama.
What?
Which I want her to say.
They ask her.
Right? Yes. You better know your worth, girlfriend.
Alex, who's 5, said, please.
I'm ready right now.
And then Maya, who's 6, said, would you like to go on a date?
Love it. Everett, who's 4, said, I don't know that question.
And then Sawyer, who's 6 3/4, said, hey girl, do you want to go on a date with me? And he said it exactly like that. Hey girl, do you want to go on a date with me?
Okay. Like, I picture a nice little movement somewhere in there. Like, So Miles, who is 8, said, you ask if they are busy and if they want to go out. I only know that from Elf.
That's the best. I feel like someone in my pile also referenced Elf.
So good. You know, get food, the code.
That's great.
Also,
Do
my
you have any more?
nephew was not having it with that movie. Like, I tried to have him watch it, like, on Christmas Day. He was like, what is this? Like, he was so mad. He's like, this isn't Dora.
I feel like he's like, next Christmas, this coming up Christmas, he'd be on board for it.
Oh, because last Christmas, I gave him my heart.
And the very next day, he was like, what is this crap?
This isn't a race car.
Dora.
Swiper, no, swipey. Oh gosh. All right. The last one I have is from Madeline, and it says, please go with me.
Oh, that's super cute. How about we do, what do you think it feels like to be in love?
Ooh.
What it feels like in this world. I think that's a Madonna song. It's random.
You know what? It sounded country, but also I'm not a huge Madonna fan. Sorry, America. But
well, also Madonna kind of had some country stuff. So
really?
who's to say? Yeah.
You know what? What song was that? Oh, tell me love is true. It's just something that we
do.
So apparently I was a fan of that song.
Music. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when she was like all Kabbalah-y and had like longer hair. I don't know.
I don't know. We stopped talking at that point. I don't know.
She lives in London now. I wish her the best.
Ooh, I mean, we can reconcile and come visit. No, I want my own place.
So what do you think it feels like to be in love? Mateo said happy, I think. He's 6.
Alex, who's 5, said nice and super cool.
Lucy said good. It feels really sweet to fall in love. She's 5.
Oh, Jacob, who's 3, said happy.
Brooklyn, who's 7, said happy and excited.
Ooh, okay, up the ante. I like it. Tyler, who's 10, said, I honestly do not know.
Oh. Lily Bell, who's 5, said, you kissed them.
Who knows? That may be me. Like, I'm in love.
I'm here for it.
Right? Bryson, who's 7, said, great.
Ian, who's 5, said, loving guys.
Amelia, who's 5, said, happy.
Where is it? Oh, Max, who's 10, said nervous and happy, and that's pretty darn accurate.
You better preach, sir. Maddie also said, happy. Double down.
Amelia, who's 11, said you can't stop thinking about that person. Amelia's in love. Like,
I'm telling you, like, listen, I hope she keeps a diary.
I'm going to call Amelia and get pointers at this point.
Thank you. Like, I'm here for it. Everett, who's 4, said fun.
Oh. Maya, who's 6, said feels like kindness.
Feels like what?
It feels like kindness.
Miles, who's 8, said you see in slow motion and then your sight speeds up.
Oh,
Right?
Oh.
Like the insight, the wisdom. Oh, love it.
Alex, who's 5, said it feels like someone It feels like you like someone more than anybody in the world.
I love it. Finally, I have Madeline, who's 3, who said, to be so happy, to be so loved, to be sweet. Poetry.
Aww.
Poetry.
Sawyer, 6 3/4 Sawyer, said good. He said good, and then he went, no. Perfect.
I love it.
We can't have Macy hearing him just describe it as good, okay? That's not
It's so good. I love this stuff. I love it. You see, I even wore a shirt that says love, followed by God.
Which one do you want, Stace?
Let's go with, let's see. Did we do how do you get someone to fall in love with you? Did we do that already?
We did not.
Oh, how do you get someone to fall in love with you? Alex, who's 5, said, I don't know.
Mateo, who's 6, said, marry them.
Jacob, who's 3, said, because you love them like God and go to the zoo. I love it.
Lucy, that one's really cute.
Right?
Lucy, who's 5, said, I think you say, will you marry me?
Oh, I love it. Tyler, who's 10, said, maybe be rich, have muscles.
I mean...
I promise, like, this is their second time here on Earth. Like,
right. Brooklyn, who's 7, said, get pretty. So maybe,
Bryson, who's 7, said, be sexy.
Listen! Lilybell, who's 5, said, you ask them to. Like, I'm sorry. She said, you ask them to. Duh.
Amelia, who's 5, said, right?
Future person that's going to come off a little needy.
Hey, my girl Amelia, who's 5, said, by kissing them. Listen, she knows the power of her kisses. Go, girl.
Ian, who is 5, said flowers.
Maddie, who's 5, said, you ask and they'll say yes or no.
See, at least she's prepared for either outcome. I love it.
So brilliant. Parents, you all are amazing. I need you to know this.
Max, who's 10, said, just be nice to them.
Oh.
I mean, nice goes a long way.
Truth. Everett, who's 4, said, that's a question I don't know.
Amelia, who's 11, our wise Amelia, said, I don't know.
Miles, who...
It just happens, Amelia. You're right.
You better preach. Miles, who is 8, said, with the it's a shoulder shrug, I don't know.
Maya, who's 6, said, kissing. Lots of kissing.
Hey. And then finally Madeline, who's 3, said, by saying I love you.
Oh, I have 2 more. So
Yeah.
I know what it is because you started. See, if next time if I start, then we end up with an every other because I have extra. I don't know.
Don't start. Get it.
How do you get someone to fall in love with you? Alex, who's 5, said go travel around the world.
Oh, yes.
And then Sawyer, who's 6 3/4, said show them your face and how nice they are.
Listen, all of these kids answering these questions are just confirming how much I love being an aunt because kids are just the best things ever, at least on a part-time basis.
Right.
They are on a full-time basis, but I'm not ready.
Can you imagine just like having these kids that like answer questions? I mean, it's so honest and it's from such a pure place that it's really sweet. It's really sweet. How about we ask how old you think you'll be when you get married?
Ooh, start us off, girlfriend.
Okay, so Mateo, who's 6, just to cycle back, when he said he would be 13 when he falls in love, he said he's going to be 12 when he gets married.
Oh.
Marriage first, love second.
Listen, my nephew said, who's 5, He said he would be 6 when he falls in love, but maybe 50 when he gets married. So next year is going to be a big year for my dude.
Lucy, who's age 5, she said 60. She thinks maybe 65 for falling in love. She thinks she's going to get married at 67. So listen, that's a good track.
Listen, Jacob, who's 3, we had asked, how old do you think you'll be when you fall in love? He said, I love God and mama and 4.
Lily Bell, who's 5, said she was going to fall in love at 32 and she's going to get married at 65.
Hey, Tyler, who's 10, said he'd fall in love at 20 and get married at 30. I like it.
Ian, who's 5, said he was going to fall in love at 5 and that he was going to get married at 6.
Bryson, who's 7, said he'd fall in love at like 30 and then he would get married at like 31.
Max, who's 10, he said he'd fall in love at 15 and get married at 30.
Amelia, who's 5, said she'd fall in love at 20 and get married at 20. Duh.
Amelia, who's 11, said she's the one who said she's in love at 11. Said that she's going to get married at 30-something.
Ooh. Maddie, who's 5, said that she would fall in love at, how about 16 maybe? And get married at probably 32.
Maya, who's 6, said she's falling in love at 20 and that she is getting married at 20.
Ooh. Everett, who's 4, is going to fall in love and get married when he's 22.
Alex, who's 5, is getting married at 6, he's falling in love at 6 and getting married at 7 in the spring.
In the spring. So Miles,
I added the in the spring, but that's just, I had to.
So Miles, who's 8, said he'd fall in love at 20. Wait, no, teenager's age. And then he'll get married at 19.
And then Sawyer, 6 3/4, said he's in love at 6 3/4 to Macy. We all know.
Hey, Macy.
They're engaged. And then I said, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? And he said, and he literally was like, 18 to Macy. We're engaged. We have to get married at 18. It would be too long if we waited any longer. We're already engaged. Like,
This child is part you reincarnated, Chelsea. Just the attention to detail, and it's like, what don't you understand?
Like, she has a ring on her finger. She's not gonna wait past 18.
He's like our grandparents, like reincarnated. Like, listen, we're legal now. Let's lock it down.
10 days after we met, we were engaged.
When you know, you know. Finally, Madeline, who's 3, is going to fall in love and get married when she's 10.
Hey, that's cute. Let's see. How do you pick who you should marry? Oh, okay. I think we should do this as together. How do you pick who you should marry, and what do you think they're going to look like?
Okay.
Mateo said, I would pick a girl, and their eyes will be blue.
Oh. Alex, who's 5, said, I don't think, I'm sure.
And let's see. Lucy, who's 5, said, well, you walk around the world and look for people that don't have rings on their fingers. And when we asked what they would look like, she goes, I have no idea, actually. I have no idea what clothes they'll wear. I love that she knows about the rings, though. She's 5.
Right, like, brilliant. I love this. Jacob, who's 3, we said, how do you pick who you should marry? He said, God and Presley. And what do you think they'll look like? Like Presley, because she's beautiful.
Oh.
I have no idea who Presley is, but I love it.
That's super cute. Brooklyn, who's 7, said White Claw's good. No.
No, they did not.
Brooklyn, who's 7, said, you choose whoever looks like you.
Oh, interesting.
You know, there is some science to that. They actually say that people end up looking like each other.
Yes.
I think your parents are a really good example of that.
Really? You think they look like each other?
Yeah, like more so than when we were younger. I think they have aged similarly.
Yes. I read that same study where because you spend so much time together, you start to emulate, even like, physically looking like each other. So there's something to that. All I know
She's
is
not wrong.
right? My spouse is going to have some bomb hair. Tyler, who's 10, he said, how do you pick who you should marry? Find the person that's good for you. What do you know what they look like? I won't know until I meet them. Why?
That's cute. That's cute.
Of course.
How do you pick who you should marry? Oh, this is from Lily Bell, age 5. How do you pick? She said, they pick me. Duh.
Go, girl.
And then I said, what do you think they'll look like? And she said, blonde and gray, tall, not funny. Super specific.
Why are they not funny?
I don't know why not funny. Like, my whole family is funny. I think it's really odd that the one thing she would point out is like, we are serious.
She's like, I'm sick of this fun crap. This love is serious.
Don't tickle me.
I hate this. Oh, gosh. Bryson, who's 7, said, how do you pick? By looking at them. And what would they look like? Like Lexi. Mm.
Ian, who's 5, he's, how do you pick who you should marry? And he said, please, can I have that Mary thing? And he didn't say what they should look like. But please, can I have that Mary thing?
I would like to request a Mary thing. I heard it's fun.
Starbucks, and you're like, you want to try something new at Starbucks? You're like, yeah, hey, can I get the venti Mary thing?
I mean, you can, but it's not a big seller during quarantine.
Can he be gray and tall and not funny?
Okay, sure, but just enjoy it today because after like the first week of it, apparently it's not fun anymore. During quarantine.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Listen, Amelia, who's 5, how do you pick who you should marry? Patrick. And what will they look like? I don't know. Blonde hair, I guess. Okay, girl. I wonder if Patrick has blonde hair.
Probably, right? Max, who's 10, said if they have a good personality, energetic, nice, etc., and for what they'll look like, it says, because obviously moms were taking what they wrote down, it says mumbles. I don't know who I'm going to marry. And then he said, I don't know. I can't answer that.
That's hilarious. Maddie, who's 5, said, how do you pick? I don't know yet. I need to meet people to see. I'm not sure yet. What will they look like? Maybe they'll have long hair.
Ooh. Amelia, who's 11, said, how do you pick? She said, pick the one that treats you best.
Oh.
Right? And then it said, what do you think they'll look like? And she said, I don't know. With a smiley face, so she knows.
Oh, girl. Everett, who's 4, said, how do you pick? You find out who you like. And what do you think they'll look like? Like cool. Very cool.
I love that. Maya, who's 6, said, oh my God, that's hard. You give them flowers? And then, what do you think they'll look like? She said, a tuxedo and short black hair.
Ooh. 4, where's my dude? Miles, who's 8. How do you pick? Not by what they look like, how they think of others.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? What do you think?
Alex?
What do you think they'll look like? No, you're fine. And then he said, what do you think they'll look like? I don't know. Blue eyes or something. No. Brown. Completely white teeth. Cool clothes. Brown hair. My dude.
You know what you're looking for.
Right? Not mad at it.
Alex, who's 5, said, how do you pick? He said, choose nicely. And what do they look like? He said, pretty.
Madeline, who's 3, she said, how do you pick who to marry? By going to everyone's house, but I wish daddy would fall in love with me when I'm 10. What I will say, a lot of my kids, a lot of them say mommy or daddy, which just goes to show what a great example of love my friends are as parents. So parents, y'all are rocking it. No matter how you feel, just know that you're rocking it. I love it when kids answer their parents' names.
Sawyer, 6 3/4, he said, how do you pick who you should marry? And he said, by how nice they are, and pretty, and cute, and nice. Did I say nice? Nice.
Love it.
What do you think they'll look like? He said, he really paused. He thought about it for a second, and then he was like, I don't know what Macy is going to look like when she's older. I can't tell the future. I'm not psychic.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I love that he didn't even say well, Macy's got brown hair, so she probably have brown hair. He doesn't want to pigeonhole her. He's
wise beyond their years.
I swear it's the best. So we have one question left.
Yes.
And it's probably my favorite question. I think because kids are great. The moral of this whole thing is that kids' answers are awesome.
I love kids.
And it's really simple. It's Hadaway's song. It's What is Love? So Mateo, who is 6, said, it's inside of your heart. Yeah.
Alexander, my sweet nephew, who's 5, said, I'm not sure, but I love mommy and daddy and Catherine. She's the best. That's a sister.
Lucy, who's 5, said, it's when someone loves some other one, and it's when they can't leave each other and they kiss a lot. And that's love, I think. Is that right?
Yes, it is right. Jacob, who's 3, what is love? It's God. Yes! Yes! Better preach. In the Bible.
Brooklyn, who's 7, said it's like a heart when you really, really like someone.
Tyler, who's 10, said when a person likes someone.
Lily Bell, who's 5, said you give them a hug.
Oh, Bryson, who's 7, said it is happiness.
Ian, who's 5, said love means I love you.
Oh, Amelia, who's 5, said hugs and kisses.
Max is 10, and he has probably the most honest.
I'm ready.
What is love? When you like a person about their personality and not their face.
Come on! Wise beyond their years.
Swear, right?
Daddy, who's 5, said love is when you appreciate people and when you listen with a caring heart.
How old is she?
5.
Oh my gosh. Maya, who's
Beautiful.
6, said love is sweet.
Oh, I love cake, so that makes sense. And God. Everett, who's 4, said, I don't know what love is. Okay.
Alex, who's 5, said when you love someone, you love them so, so, so much.
Aww. Miles, who's 8, said when you love someone. I don't know.
Sawyer says, who's 6 3/4, said, I'm still working on the details.
I love it. And finally, Madeline, who's 3, she's preaching my life. She said, when you love your friends.
Aww. Okay, so now I saved this one for last because it's I read it and I was like, I think this is immeasurably insightful for someone who is not even a teenager. But Amelia, who's 11, she said, love is giving someone the ability to break your heart, but you trust them enough to know that they won't.
Right? Throws things.
Like, I have tears in my eyes. I had tears in my eyes when I read it the first time. Like, it's so good. Honestly, I just like I would through it, otherwise I'd read it again. But literally, like, they could break your heart and you trust them not to. I'm
Oh,
girl.
oh, preaching. Oh,
I swear the next time I give a speech at a wedding, that's gonna be in it.
it's funny. I was just referencing the wedding singer the other day. Love does not
God.
stink. Oh gosh. So thank you to all of the parents that helped out with this. You all are doing an amazing job, all of you. The ones that responded and ones that are listening for the first time. Just know that you are doing the thing well.
If you're out there and you're single and you want to try something that's not just internet online dating and judging people by photos, be sure to check out our friend's website, which is, Stacey?
It's nicetohearyou.com/apply.
Especially guys, but everybody can apply.
Yes. Hey. Well, thank you again to all the awesome parents. Thank you to Dave. What up, Dave? And Podcast Detroit.
Always happy to have you around.
Yay. Aww. He likes us. We pay our bill on time.
Well, I mean, and you're entertaining. It's not just financial.
Well, I'm Stacy.
I'm Chelsea.
This is Reasons Why I'm Single. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey.